What's up, guys? This is Rise and welcome to another video. Today we are showcasing Shadow Jumpluff along with Gastrodon and Dunsparce in the Go Battle League. All three of these Pokemon receiving buffs. Gastrodon getting the Mud Slap buff, Dunsparce getting the Rollout buff, and Shadow Jumpluff with the Fairy Wind buff. You're going to be seeing a lot of Gastrodon and Dunsparce in the Go Battle League. Jumpluff, maybe not as much. We like to call it Pluff Daddy. Add a little bit of swag to Jumpluff's name. It may look cute, it may look cuddly, but it's also very powerful. And we start things off here with Gastrodon against an Air Slash Charizard. So Air Slash, you probably want to run like Dragon Breath, I would think, or Fire Spin, excuse me, since the Wing Attack nerf, but this person's opting for Air Slash. We're going to take the move here, content with just taking a shield advantage. One rollout's going to knock out the Charizard, and then we are going to see a Toxapex come in, and this is actually perfect for us because our Jumpluff doesn't want to see the Toxapex. It's actually a Bite Toxapex, though, so either way, I guess it wouldn't be that bad for Jumpluff. They're going to shield the Drill Run. I throw here. They actually throw on alignment, which is unlucky for us. We could have gotten an entire free rollout if we had thrown another rollout there. They are going to fire off a move. I don't know what's in the back, so I'm actually going to preserve my Dunsparce here. In comes Dude, we made a video on this thing, and I forget how to pronounce it. I remember looking it up because I didn't know how to pronounce it, and I was kind of scared here. I was like, does this have some random ice move? I better shield just in case. Ends up being a Dark Pulse. We shield it, and they are out of here. So we start things off. I think this video consists of my third and fourth set of the season. The first set we started off with a 5-0, so maybe I'll showcase that video as well soon. But you guys are in store for a lot of cool content from my own battles, from your guys' battles. And here we go. Gastrodon up against Azumarill, and here you're gonna get a showcase of just how good Gastrodon is with this Mud Slap buff. Look at the damage. The Mud Slaps keeping up pace with the bubble damage and also pretty solid energy generation. Getting to this Earth Power here, we are going to respect a potential Hydro Pump with a shield. And it is a Hydro Pump, so a nice shield. And you might be wondering, Rise, why Earth Power? Why not Water Pulse? I think either makes sense. You could run Water Pulse for a little bit of added coverage for things like Mandibuzz. You could also run Earth Power as just a little bit of a stronger move in neutral situations. We are going to see this Sableye come in, and I'm going to go straight for the Earth Power. No messing around. We're not going to bother baiting. And boom, it actually lands. Probably could have just stayed, but I decided to hard pivot, preserve Gastrodon, and we take the return here. In comes Frostlass, and suddenly this becomes a little bit scary. So we got to make sure we keep track of the energy. Frostlass is at 5 Powder Snows. Frostlass could throw after 1 here, but they actually let me get off the next rock side, so this is big. Now I don't necessarily need to shield my Dunsparce. I can try and win this game with Jumpluff by preserving that shield. The rollouts are actually chunking the Frostlass. Now it's in Energy Ball range. I decide to let this go. Frostlass is one off the Avalanche, so I farm up, go for a catch when I thought they were going to throw. They don't throw. They let me get off the Body Slam here. This is double resisted, so it's not going to be enough. But as long as I keep a shield, I should be chilling, and it ends up being a simultaneous knockout. That was actually a little bit close, because if Frostlass had gotten the farm down there and then lived one Fairy Wind, they would have won the game, because they definitely were like at 100 energy there. So a little bit awkward, but we come out with the win. Our next opponent has a magnifying glass. Will they find what they're looking for, find the win condition? We've got 2 Mud Boys battling it out. Gastrodon versus Quag, new school versus old school. In comes Cresselia. We don't have an obvious answer, so we're going to chip it first with our Gastrodon and then go Jumpluff. Earth Power landing is nice. It's not quite in Energy Ball range yet, but maybe after enough Fairy Winds, it'll eventually go down. So we're going to overfarm a lot here. The reason we're overfarming so much is because Energy Ball doesn't knock out anyway, so throwing it early doesn't really matter as much. We see that it connects, and Cresselia hangs on. They're going to land a Moonblast. They swap Claude to not get farmed down, but this is a Mudshot Claude, so I am at no risk of getting Mudshot down. These are triple resisted Mudshots. These are doing 1 damage. And I actually get off a second Energy Ball. This is perfect for me. Absolutely perfect. Get off the Energy Ball. Claude's going to fire off a move here. And here's what I'm thinking is Gastro is kind of like my key to victory. So I farm up a little bit of energy, and then I catch on Dunsparce. I know this is probably a Stone Edge, but I figure keeping health on Gastrodon is probably going to be my key to victory. I have energy as well on the Gastrodon. Our opponent gives us a free rollout, which is nice. And then I do another rollout here for proper timing, but he actually gets to another Aqua Tail. I lost track of his energy, so a slight mistake by me. Probably would have been better off just throwing my Drill Run. So now I have to invest the shield, but we are at double Drill Run, and I'm just willing to fire both of these off. And actually, after they let it go, I decide, yo, I can just Mud Slap everything down. So they let it go. I come in with Gastro, Mud Slap down, slap, 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 clap, clap, clap. Shout out Bolby. That's his name, right? Anybody remember that reference? But we Mud Slap everything down. Opponent didn't get a chance to use their shields. G to the G. And it's on to the next one. Jumpluff has been a lot of fun. We see a Misdreavus. At first, I thought this was like a troll. Like it was going to be a 400 CP Misdreavus, but no. It's real. It's 1495 CP. It's running Hex. It was only 4 Hexes, so I figured it couldn't be anything too threatening. I've overfarmed a little bit. Going to go for the Earth Power here. Figured this would threaten to knock out. And it does. In comes Claydol. In comes Claydol. I'm going to bait the Body Slam. After they saw the Earth Power, I figure they have to kind of respect another one. And they do. I get off a Body Slam worth of chip, but they are going to get a big Mud Slap down. So that is slight concern. And we could come in with either. I'm going to come in with Dunsparce because I know Claydol has access to Rock Tomb. So if they get off like 2 Rock Tombs against Jumpluff, that could be concerning. I shield the Earth Power, and then I thought for some reason I was going to win CMP here. I was wrong. So, new season. I definitely made a lot of mistakes in the first day of battles. Just kind of learning different Pokemon, their counts, their CMP, stuff like that. In comes Arcanine, and I got kind of scared because if this thing farmed me down, my Jumpluff would have been toast. But Drill Run just completely one-shots it. It's that glassy. Extremely glassy. And Jumpluff gets to take the game off. Load management. Kawhi Leonard. You know it. It was coming. And we get the win there. I feel like I haven't talked about my in-game avatar outfit in a while. Cowboy hat, Obstagoon gloves, athletic shorts, basketball shorts. You never know when you're going to the rodeo and then you gotta play some 5-on-5 afterwards at the local court. We had a tough lead into Superior. Okay. And this is one of those early season examples where maybe you go up against lesser experienced players. So they swapped Talonflame into my Dunsparce. And we're going to see later in this game, they didn't really have an answer to the Dunsparce. So they would have been better off just completely staying in with Serp, right? You never want to swap your Talon into a Dunsparce unless it's like a very weird situation. But if I swap a Dunsparce, you definitely don't want to counter swap a Talonflame because now we're going to flip switch. They swap in Sandslash to avoid getting farmed down. And you also see the switch timer, like the 50-second switch timer coming into play because normally I don't think they would have been able to switch that quickly. But now we're going to get one shot by the Serperior, but it's fine because we've taken back Switch. And we've got Jumpluff aligned with Serperior. Superior does have access to Aerial Ace, which is super effective damage, but it's a pretty weak move. It's also non-stab, non-same type attack bonus, so it does a little bit less damage. And Jumpluff should be able to withstand it. I actually thought this Aerial Ace was going to knock out, and I was surprised Superior took it. But totally fine. We can take another Aerial Ace. And we have one for the Talonflame. I actually could have gone for the Energy Ball there for a little extra oomph, for a little bit of a statement, but we went with a very nice, a very respectful Aerial Ace. Very thoughtful, very demure Aerial Ace. I'm sorry. That is a 5-0, or is that a 4-1? 5-0 in that first set there. Collect our little rewards and move on to the next one. Rise, what are you waiting for? What are you waiting for? What are we sitting around for? Get into the battles, bro. As soon as I scroll ahead, yeah, okay. I was patient. As soon as I was going to say, as soon as I scroll ahead, I was going to go too far. Claude, positive lead. In comes Malamar with that Psywave animation. And we go Jumpluff, but we were kind of slow. Like, we waited, we farmed up some energy, and then we went, which is going to make this awkward for Pluff. And this is one matchup where I would think regular Pluff might be better, because the Fairy Winds are still going to add up, and the foul plays aren't going to threaten you as much. And you're going to see double foul play pretty much 2 shots, plus, like, the Psywave damage. So I am able to get a shield advantage here, which is nice. However, he takes back Switch. The reason I was okay with this is because both of my remaining Pokemon have play against the Clodsire. However, now I'm completely walled off against this Jumpluff. So I do a Body Slam to chip it, and then I swap in Dunsparce. This is a little bit awkward. Now, I was kind of thinking about what I want to do here. So I decided to shield, and the reason was not necessarily because I thought it was going to be an Earthquake, but because if I take moves from Claude, I know any move from Claude is going to do a lot of damage, versus I don't want to put myself in a situation where I shield an Aerial Ace in the endgame, you know? So I'd rather at least guarantee shielding like somewhat big moves from Claude than shielding an Aerial Ace. Dunsparce spamming off drill runs. Running, and I throw after 2 because I want to throw out before he gets to another move. And then check this out. I wait a turn and I catch on Gastro. And this actually is really big because I'm 1 off on the Rock Slide. So as long as I can get this thing into Rock Slide range, I should be chilling. Gastrodon gets off the first Body Slam. After this Body Slam, I was like, okay, maybe now it's in Rock Slide range, but I'm not sure. But look at this. Gastrodon gets to another Body Slam. I think this might have been DRE. Let's see. If Gastrodon fainted to that Fairy Wind, yes, that was DRE. But, you know, I think it was probably in Rock Slide range anyway. Our rollout that sneaks through is going to give us the energy for Rock Slide. We throw immediately. And then we are going to be able to actually roll out down the Clod. So that catch, the Earthquake catch on the Gastrodon, I think was huge in allowing us to win that game, albeit if we had maybe just swapped Jumpluff immediately in the beginning of the game, maybe we would have been fine. Anyway. On to the next one. Next opponent, Zoinks. Oh gosh, Core Breaker alert. If you guys decide to run this team, Drifblim is really bad. I kind of panicked here. I think I was talking to chat, so when I saw the Drifblim, I didn't really think too much. And I went straight into my hard counter, which wasn't smart because assuming he swaps into something, how do I get rid of the Drifblim now? I have like no response to it. So the only way this was going to work was if I could like take back Switch and maybe get Pluff on Drift. But even if I get Pluff on Drifblim, that's still really bad. So the only thing I could have done there would have been swap Pluff, get off Aerial Ace before Icy Wind and go from there. Would have been a little bit better. But let's see how this plays out. We get off Drill Run. Quick Attack down. At this point, I gotta just sacrifice Gastrodon because it's completely walled against the Drifblim. I'm gonna throw Body Slam and maybe hope that he thinks I have Water Pulse. Maybe hope he thinks I have something that can threaten him. And then I'm just like, yikes, this is over. So I'm not even gonna bother shielding because he's up a bunch of energy. And he kindly reveals his third Pokemon. Maurice, one of my favorites, Oranguru. And we get farmed down. Very dominant win from Zoinks. He came in to say GG's. Nice job, Zoinks. Well played in that one. You got us good. And yeah, Drifblim, I don't know if we can realistically beat a Drifblim lead. But I think if I had swapped Pluff, we would have at least had some play. As soon as I swapped Dunsparce, the game was essentially over. Now we see Claude. One thing I really like about this line of 3 is Claude really has, like, nowhere to... I say nowhere to go, quote unquote, but, like... I mean, Claude has good play against Jumpluff. Claude has good, decent play against Dunsparce, but all 3 Pokemon also have play against Claude. Our opponent swaps Mandibuzz, which is going to be really solid for our Dunsparce here. Our team's a little bit ABA soft to Mandibuzz, and they top left. They just wanted to flex their shiny Mandibuzz. And then they're out of here. In comes Feraligatr making an appearance. Shadow Feraligatr, one of the strongest Pokemon in this meta. You're going to be seeing a lot of the Gator as well this season. I like to take the Hydro Cannon. Go for the Body Slam here. See what our opponent does. And gonna fire off this next Body Slam. I get both shields. But the Gator has a lot of energy. I come in with Dunsparce. He elects to save the energy. I counter swap Jumpluff into the Machamp. And I'm hoping maybe this Aerial Ace knocks out Shadow on Shadow. Bang, look at that. Completely one-shots the Machamp after 5 Fairy Winds. That is a lot of damage for an Aerial Ace. And we shield, we resect the Ice Beam. And I decide, you know, I'm going to double shield. Even though I know it's crunch, or it would be a crunch at worst, because I can farm down after. And then there's a Beedrill in the back. And Beedrill, although normally bad for Jumpluff, not going to appreciate it in this situation. Double Aerial Ace is going to knock out the Bee, and Jumpluff just swept the entire team with 2 shields. The power of the Pluff. That could be a title. The power of the Pluff. I might just go standard Jumpluff. Shadow Jumpluff. Might be too early in the season to go with like a Pluff Daddy title. Who knows? Another Claude. Let's see what we do here. Oh, man. That's a little bit anticlimactic. 2 top lefts in this set. To be fair, I think that opponent might have been a little bit premature with that top left because Whims can, like, land a Moonblast, right? And then maybe you get a farm down. Maybe you play with some energy there. So who knows what the back Pokemon was. But I guess if they didn't have, like, what they felt was a third Mon that could handle Gastrodon, maybe that was the reason they top left it. I don't know. But anyway, that is a 9-1 run with Gastrodon, Dunsparce, and Shadow Jumpluff. Thank you guys very much for the support. I've seen some of you guys sending battles my way in the submissions. Let's see what rank that put us at. Oops. Let's see what rank that put us at there. As we are on our journey, our road to legend once again. Season 20 of the Go Battle League, rank 5 and climbing. Thank you guys for watching this video. with the Pluff Daddy. If you enjoyed it, feel free to leave a like on the video. Subscribe if you're new around here. Comment down below. All comments are appreciated. And check out channel memberships if you want some exclusive perks. I said, what did I just say? Perps? What does that even mean? Yeah. Feel free to check that out if you want to support the channel. All that said, thank you so much for watching, and I hope to see you in the next one. Peace.